Hi, it's Andy Wolf here. It's just about 8 o'clock on Sunday, July 5th, 2020. Um, there's a new case study in Level 2 officials materials, and it's now my favorite course study, my favorite case study. It's really good. It's got everything. And I've taken it, and I'm about to publish it, but the case study is interesting, and the contents of the case study aren't really what the case study is about. I call it a "Where's Waldo," where there is no Waldo, or there's no there, um, because the I'll read you the case study, but it's the preamble that you're most interested in that should direct you what the real issue is here. In a U16 men's slalom at gate 43, 10 gates from the finish, several racers have knocked out the gate. The gate judge has done his best to replace it. Number 20 he comes along. He's sitting in third place after the first run. He was a couple of gates from gate 43, and the pole had fallen out and it was lying on the track. So the gate judge goes up and he holds the pole in and stands there in the middle of the course while expecting the kid to ski around. Well, the kid skis around it, comes over and he sees that. Um, and he's going fast. He's at a higher speed than the other racers, but of course he would be because he's sitting in third place after the first run. He's going for it. He wants to be on the podium. He doesn't want to be third. He wants to be first. Um, Says here he appeared somewhat out of control, but that's where he should be. He almost barely made it through gate 43. Time he got lost his line to the point of practically stopping as he passed gate number 44. So he gets to the next gate, and then he skis out of the course and stops. And he informs the gate judge that he was requesting a rerun and skied down the finish area. So came to the finish referee and requested a rerun. His request was denied by two jury members who had a clear view of the whole incident and stated that, in their opinion, number 20 had lost it long before any problem at gate 43, and he would be posted as DNF. 10 minutes later, while the run is still in progress, number 20 coach filed a protest, and he's got video evidence. There is video evidence that goes along with this case study. In fact, there's two pieces of video evidence, and if I send along to, I'll send along to you. You guys can watch the video and read it. But it's not the case study itself. So the case study, it directs you to dealing with, oh, you're the third member of the jury. What are your responsibilities? What's gone right? What's gone wrong? And normally you start out, well, who's done something right here? And who's done something wrong? Well, the first thing is the first person that did something wrong was the gate judge. He wandered out and put himself in danger holding up the gate. And of course, you just don't do that. That's you just put an obstacle, an impediment for the racer. Who's done something right? Well, the racer stopped and said he was going to ask for a rerun. He goes down the finish. And he doesn't cross the line. He goes on the side of the finish and asks the finish referee for a rerun. Who else has done things right? Well, two jury members said, no, you're not getting one. They've tried to make a decision right away. They made a decision to say, no, he's a DNF. So you're the third one. You're the third jury member. What do you do? Well, then you got to start thinking, okay, what the heck did these guys just do to me? Because it's really well and good that they have that opinion, but if they're going to disqualify, they're not. They took a decision as jury members, but they can't individually take that decision, or even the pair of them together can't do that decision until you have a jury meeting to discuss it. And you're being the third jury member, you're saying, "Whoa, wait a second, we're supposed to have a meeting about it. I don't know anything about it." Tell you what, guys, better send them for a provisional. That's what you need to do. Come on the radio and say, let's talk about this later. The coach filing a protest. He's got nothing to protest at the moment. He can't protest a disqualification because the athlete wasn't disqualified. He wasn't technically, in my mind, he should be. We don't have a term not permitted to finish, but the two jury members basically said, no, you're not finishing. And not only that, but you requested a rerun when you shouldn't have. That means you're subject to a penalty, which would result in a sanction, and that directs you towards inappropriately requesting a rerun, which is false pretenses, which leads to disqualification. So now you're dealing with a disqualification, which is the responsibility of the referee, but the referee's not there. Anyway, you need to have a jury meeting to talk about it, and to do that, that's when the coach can protest. Right now, all it can protest is irregular behavior of the two officials for not granting a provisional rerun. That's irregular, not granting a provisional. So send them back up. Let's get a rerun. You go on the radio and you say, "Sorry guys, I think you made a mistake." Well, you don't have to be polite. You just want to get the kid back up there and get a rerun. That's the right thing to do. Okay, but here's the preamble. And that's not because what I just talked about, that's not the real purpose of the case. So I'll read you the preamble. This is probably my favorite case study ever. It's got everything. And it's the one rule every athlete should know by heart: reruns and obstruction. Okay, and now I get into my story. And this is a true story. And you probably know the people involved. Well, you certainly know the one. I met a racer this winter. He was having lunch by himself. I plopped in the chair beside him and I started flipping through my ICR. I just sent an erstwhile official on a mission. He was pushing me on a rule he believed to be an actual rule. This happens to me a lot. I gave him a spare ICR with a challenge to meet up later and show me the rule or give me back his pin. And off he went, giddy with the challenge. He was pretty excited about it. You'll understand when I tell you who it was. But the case was about obstruction and rerun. I got a couple of different case studies that really drive home this point. And these are real case studies. These things actually happen. I said, this is fun for everybody. This is fun for everybody. So I started talking to the kid because he's kind of wondering why I sat down there beside him. And I start poking at my ICR in section 623. I got it opened up, and this is why you have a paper ICR. So you can punch it with your finger. It's not like punching and poking your finger at your phone. It doesn't work that way. I poked harder. I said, this is your rule. It was written for you. It was written for your benefit. You own this rule. I was on a roll. It says right here, I was on a roll. Remembering Bruce's speech word for word. Bruce Hampstead. I don't know if you know him, but you'd understand. I said, this rule gives you specific rights. Rights that can't be taken away from you. The entire book, I'm waving at this point, I'm saying, this entire book was written for you. You follow the rules in this ICR and everything is to your benefit. I said, but it gets better. Those other racers that break the rule, well, there's rules for them too. And those rules protect you. Break a rule and there's consequences. The rules are applied to those that break the rules and protect you and your rights. I'm not really jabbing him at that point. He was a small kid, but he was paying attention. I said, there's only one problem. A lot of officials don't understand that these rules were written to protect you. They don't think about it that way. The rules are the rules. Some officials think that the rules are a guide for punishment. Some officials may not know the rules as well as you do. Some leave out words. Some leave out whole sentences. Some leave out entire rules. Others want to add words. They want to add conditions. They want to add sentences. They even want to add new rules. They want to make stuff up. His coach came over at this point. His coach thought I was reaming him out, and was kind of surprised when he found out. So I gave him my ICR. I didn't give him this one because this is a good one to wave around because it's really beat up. I gave him a clean one, and I said, "You just carry it out, carry it around. Keep it in your pocket. Your coach should have it in his pocket." And I said, "Do what my daughter does. Whip it out. Snap the cover open so people can see that my name's on the front of it. So they know where they got it from. And make sure they see the phone number. If they don't like what you're saying, take out your phone, dial it. Doesn't matter if I answer or not, just start talking. Say what you want to say, pretend I gave you an answer, hang up the phone, and tell them what I said, because you know what I said. So the whole point of this case study, he was a nice kid. He was a funny kid. I watch him now. I watch him every race after that. I'm so excited for him. And that's the way it works. When I give kids sanctions, and I wasn't giving him a sanction, but when I do give kids sanctions, they know I'm watching them for the rest of their life. I get so excited to watch them race after that. I want sanctions to be memorable, so they can go home and tell, "Ooh, I got sanctioned by him." And there's another funny story about that from, funny to me anyway, from Marble Mountain last year. But the whole point to this case study is that you can't be adding rules. So the two jury members that added this acrobatic display and presumed that he was going to default, well, there's no judging in ski racing. That's freestyle. Either happens or doesn't. Same way with, and the official, the case, the thing we've already been talking about was obstruction. And if the athlete causes the obstruction himself, knocks the gate out and lands in front of him, he still gets the rerun because that's an obstruction. There's no conditions on obstruction. It wasn't like, how did it get there? The fact is that it's there. No. If it causes himself, it doesn't. Anyway, of course, the official couldn't find it in his ICR. I didn't take his pin away, but we had a good laugh over it, and he learned a lot that day. And the point I was trying to get is, like, don't make stuff up. You can't add things. So how does that apply? It applies, we're going to go back to the official's code of conduct. Somebody's leaving out sections, and they're adding other things in. And they're missing the fact that this document, the official's code of conduct, is written to protect me as the official. It's protect me. It means that people can't come after me willy-nilly like they are now and just fabricate an event or not talk about it and then come up after the fact that we have rules, and you just can't do that. And that was the point I drove home to this kid, is these are rules for you. This is for you. This protects you at all times. And officials that want to add sections in or just ignore things, they're not good officials. And anytime you stop and request a rerun, it's 50-50. Are you going to get me? Or are you going to get the guy I sent away to look it up? You'd rather have me. Because I'm going to say, you bet you get a rerun. There was a guy in your way. Get up there and whatever you learned on the way down, use it to your advantage, okay? Because we screwed you over by not letting you finish, okay? That's the benefit. That you get two benefits. You get the benefit of having a good official tell you to go have a rerun, and because somebody blocked you and didn't let you finish, well, you get to learn a little bit from if you can remember. You probably, and whatever you do, if I give you a rerun, don't be skiing out, okay? Like, finish your run. Anyway, that's my favorite case study ever. You want to know who it is? Not the kid. I don't know who the kid is. He's a little kid from crap. The official? You want to know who the official is? You're going to laugh when I tell you.